What is up, beautiful people? You are now watching the Kentucky Postgame Show.
Yes, sir.
Please please subscribe. It's not that hard to do. You just press a button. You can do it anywhere as long as you're watching, and you can comment too.
Yeah,
so very
hit
easy.
Up the comments, man.
Very easy. If you don't think it is, first world props.
We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear what you guys got to say about this most recent game. We appreciate the comments, so comment as much as you can.
Classic. This last game was a classic. ESPN classic for me.
Yeah, this one was special, man.
I liked it.
I was very entertained, man. Just sitting back, a lot of back and forth in this one again. But yeah, they had a whiteout. They had it all crazy in Mississippi State. So it was a good one, man. It was a good one.
Yeah. Kentucky gets the W on a last second shot by your boy Reed Sheppard.
Shout out Reed.
Shout out Reed, man. Shout out London. Shout out Wings and Rings.
Reed Sheppard, man. Just when you at the last second, you kind of like, oh man, I was sitting on the edge of my seat, and I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? What are we doing?
They didn't call a timeout or anything. Like,
no timeouts.
Like if you go back and watch that play, none of those freshmen looked over at Coach Cal like, what are we doing? They were like,
you know what
we're
they were
getting
doing?
this and going.
You know what they were doing?
What were they doing?
Give me the ball, Reed.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing. They wanted the ball, but Reed was like, I got it.
That's good, though.
I got it, man. Trust me, I got it.
Yeah.
Silent confidence, man. I love to see Reed just be able to I don't ever see him rattled, man. Even at the free throw line, he's smiling. He just looks like it's another day at the job, man.
I don't, man. He's a cool dude. He keeps his composure.
Yeah,
and,
he is.
Girls like that stuff. So,
They do.
They do. No, Kentucky gets the win, 91-89 on that last second shot. I think this game was that ESPN Classic, Mississippi State. I think they were up at 12 at one point. So it was just a fun game back and forth.
I had a feeling we were gonna come back. I was just waiting on it. I was like, Kentucky is gonna. They're gonna figure something out. I don't know who's gonna step up, but Reed was one of those guys to step up. Antonio Reeves had another big game as well. So it was a big time win for the Cats.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
You ready to get into some highlights?
I'm ready to get into
highlights.
I'm ready to get into highlights. Oh man, we're speeding up to the last few seconds of the game.
16.7 seconds left.
Kentucky's up by 3. Mississippi State. You know who they're going to try to get it to.
Yep.
You know who they were trying to get it to.
I already know what happens here. I'm still nervous.
That was a big time shot, man.
Everybody going crazy.
For a second, I thought it was over, and this is
look. Everybody's calling for the ball.
Everybody's calling for it. Everybody's calling for it. So Reed gets it. Oh, there it is. There it is, man. Big time.
Crazy. I got chills right now.
Yeah, that's going down in Kentucky basketball history, that moment right there, man. People won't forget that one. That's a special one.
Not at all, dude. That was crazy. You love to see it. You love to see it for a guy like Shep, too.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Let's talk a little bit more about it.
This team's improving. And I don't think we get this W if we played this game like last month or a couple weeks ago.
They get better. Yeah,
they were definitely getting better. I don't think they. A couple months ago, I don't think they got a W
for sure.
Who was the most improved player on the team this game?
Most improved player on this year's team. Is that what you're okay?
No, just on the team. Like after this, during the game and everything.
Okay.
Do you want it to be for the whole year? I was just talking about
here's what I'll give you the question. I'll give you the answer. Most improved player of this year's team.
How about we do this? You ready? Who was the most valuable player in this game?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Valuable player. Obviously. Is it for this game or just for this year?
I would say
team?
Yeah, on the team.
Player on the team? I was a little bit confused with your question.
Yeah,
I get it now.
That's my fault.
No, you're fine. So yeah, the most valuable player on this year's team so far, I'm probably gonna go with Antonio Reeves. The guy's the more consistent player that we've had. He's averaging the most points. I think if you take him off the floor, you lose a huge player. You lose a lot of offense. But yeah, I feel like he's been more consistent, and he doesn't get credit for his consistency. He's the type of guy who's, last year they were bashing him because a lot of fans was like, hey, he didn't show up when we needed him the most. I think this year he's shown up every single year. He hit a really big 3 in the second half that kind of cut the lead down for Mississippi State. But I think, and if I had to go with somebody who's the most valuable player of this year's team so far, I have to go with Antonio Reeves. He's playing at an All-American level. He is an All-American level player, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do in a tournament, because I think he's going to have a really big tournament. He's improved very much since last year, and that comes with a lot of hard work and dedication. But I want to see what he's going to look like in the tournament. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, he's a quiet player.
You don't even know he has 20 points when he's playing. He's just scoring so efficiently out there.
On a quiet night, I mean, he's got 20 points.
Easily.
Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
And he doesn't talk about it. Nobody else talks about it. But I'm about to go with the guy who overshadows him, and that's going to be Reed Sheppard.
Okay.
Reed just is an all-around great player. You see him making the passes, obviously making the clutch shots, and playing. I think he plays at 100% every time you see him. So his defense is getting better. So get this: with Reed, Robb, and Reeves on the court, Kentucky outscores its opponents 135, 102 per 100 possessions against their opponents. So I think obviously we've talked about Reed and Robb being out there. But like you said, Reeves is a very underrated guy.
You can't forget about Reeves,
Yeah,
but that's the perks of having a team like Kentucky. You have like 5 or 6 potential draft picks, and that I don't think there's one team besides Kentucky that has that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Who do you think would be the most improved player on this? Yeah,
this year's team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of improvement. We could say Ugana. He's improved a little bit since last year. We definitely can say Antonio Reeves because he's made some improvements. But I think one guy who just, if you just describe him, the word improvement just represents him. It's Adu Thiero. The guy comes back. He's not. He grows a few inches. He's from 6'5", 6'6" to 6'8" now. He's put on a few pounds as well. His jump shot looks much improved. This is from last year. Last year, a lot of fans forget he was playing point guard a little bit.
Right.
Now this year, he's playing the 4. So it's kind of crazy just to see his improvement and see how much better he's gotten. He's a guy who wasn't even on the draft boards, and now he's looking like first round potential on some mock drafts. So I got to go with the Adu Thiero. The guy it's like he gets better every single game, man, and he's making the groundbreaking plays, the alley hoops, the putback dunks, like you talked about, Fletch. I got to go with the Adu. Who you got?
You kind of touched on it already, but I'm going to have to go Reeves. Just from seeing him last year to this year, it's just been a big change.
Yeah.
I think that he controls the game in a way that a lot of people don't see and a lot of people don't hear about. And you've already touched on everything pretty much on that. So that's something that I think he's definitely the guy for me.
Yeah,
for sure.
he's definitely the guy for us.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we had some fan questions. We popped them up on the Instagram, and we were asking a lot of people. So we are going to only do 2 just for Tom.
Just 2, huh? Okay.
Just two.
I got you. What we got? What are we looking at?
We got our first question from on Instagram at GBG_Reese Cup. I love Reese's, man.
You like Reese's?
I love Reese's. I could eat Reese's all day.
That's your favorite candy?
No, I gotta go Kit Kat for favorite. What you got?
I'm more of like a gummy guy, so like, yeah, you got the trolley sour gummy worms. You know what I mean?
I like the gummies.
That's my type of thing.
Everybody in the studio's getting hyped right now, like gummies. I like gummies.
Kit Kat's good, though.
Kit Kat's, yeah. His question is, who needs to stay another year?
I like that question. Great question, by the way. If I had to pick somebody, there's a few guys that I'd like to see come back next year. Yeah. And the first one is Jordan Burks. Hasn't played a lot this season, but every time he's played, he's done good things. Like he's done some good things and had some good games, like the one versus Vanderbilt. He had a pretty good game there. But I want to see him come back next year, go through that off-season training, use this year to just kind of learn and figure out, what's his role for next year. I think next year he's going to be one of those guys that we see, make that jump from their freshman year to their sophomore year. We've seen countless guys do it in the Kentucky Wildcats uniform. We've seen Emmanuel Quickly with his sophomore year. We've seen P.J. Washington with his sophomore year. So, Ashton Hagans, Isaiah Briscoe. I mean, I can keep going. So I think the sophomore year for Jordan Burks would be a very, very interesting thing to look at. And he has tons of potential. 6'9", can pretty much do anything, shoot the ball. He led scoring for his high school league and overtime elite. So he's no scrub, man. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do next season.
Yeah.
If he stays, I don't know. I don't want to speak on it. Maybe he's going to draft. I don't know.
Right. It might depend on what's going on in March too.
Yeah.
You know, what they do in March might depend on who's staying and who's leaving. But man, I'm about to go with Uganda.
Okay.
And I hate to say that because I don't think he played well in this game.
You want him to stay another year?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I think he needs to stay another year. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying he needs to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like this dude like can't really. He needs. I think he'll get better, and I think
nothing wrong with that.
I mean, he was just last night. He was just doing cardio and fouls all night. But I'd have to say, I mean,
he was just getting some exercise.
He's just getting some exercise in, man. He was like me out there. Like I'd be like just trying to get some like suicides in. And he ain't putting his hands up or anything, bro. Like he's like known for like that. But
Okay.
he really didn't do it. Man.
I hear you. What you're saying.
He needs to stay. He needs to stay. I think he'll. Obviously, I'm not like dogging the dude, but I think obviously, if I was, I'd be like, I don't want him to come back.
Yeah.
Get him out. Get him out.
Yeah, that's true. You want him to come back. You want to see
exactly.
some improvement from him. And okay,
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
Yeah, I think that all our big men just have been inconsistent. I think that's why you don't really see their playing time being the same as
that's very
the
true.
other games.
That's
I
very
think
true.
Coach Cal's,
one game you might have one game it might be Big Z's game. The next game it might be Aaron Bradshaw's. The next game you might see Uganda do his thing. So yeah. I agree, man. It definitely changes, and I think injuries have a lot to do with it as well. Not having Trey Mitchell. Trey Mitchell might fit better with a certain type of big. He might fit better maybe with Uganda than compared to Big Z. So I think a lot of things go into it. But
no, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Okay.
No, I mean, I didn't say like injuries and a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff other stuff that factors into it.
Yeah, for sure.
And people have bad games and stuff, but those are just my options on that, and that's what I'd choose.
I like that, man.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with coming back for your second season.
Not at all. So our second question, and this is going to be from on Instagram too. It's at Codor Mados, CODORAMADOS.
It's a hell of a username, my man.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool username. His question was, after the game against Alabama, what can we expect to see from Justin Edwards going forward?
To play his role. Don't go out there and do something that you're not used to doing. It's not about trying to one up the game that you had versus Alabama. It's about going out there and just playing your role, doing what the team needs you to do. I don't think he played in particularly bad last game. He like I said, he comes in there, plays great defense, and has great size for his position, 6'8" shooting guard. I don't think he did anything in particularly bad out there. I just think he just continue games like this. You just kind of don't force anything. Let the game come to you. And I think he does a pretty good job of that, of not forcing it and not doing too much.
Yeah, I think that, like I said last show, I think we'll still get some inconsistency. But for him as an individual, I think that was his breakout game.
Yeah.
A lot of people would say that, and I think that gave him a lot of confidence going forward.
He's fine. He's fine now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So it's kind of like that was all he needed, like to see for himself, to be like, I can really do this.
I think so too.
And,
I don't think what we want to see from him going forward. I don't think you're going to see another 30-point game breakout. Like I don't think that's his role. In this team. You got Rob, you got Reed.
Yeah.
You got one ball to really go around, and that his role might be a little bit different compared to other guys.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So, like you said, if everybody plays their role, with the talent we have on this team, I think you get what you see in the Alabama game, which is just very consistent, very good, fluent basketball.
For sure, man. Who we got coming up next? What's the next game?
Kentucky's next game is going to be against Arkansas. That'll be at Rupp Arena, and it'll be Saturday, March 2nd at 1:30 p.m. Who you got in that one?
I think Kentucky is gonna have another breakout game. It's back in Rupp Arena. They're gonna shoot the lights out. I got them scoring 100 points once again. Again.
So you got them like blowing them out, or just going big on the offense?
Their defense is not that good, so I'll probably say my guess is probably 110 to 95, around that range.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, I got Kentucky. I think playing at Rupp makes a big difference. Obviously, I still think it's gonna be close.
Okay.
I still think it's gonna be close. Did you see who was at Rupp last game?
Who was it?
It was Joe Mixon. He's
I think I saw that.
running back for the Bengals. That was
Okay,
pretty cool.
he's in Rupp Arena, huh?
They always get some random like A-list.
It is
celebs, man.
It's Rupp Arena, man.
You'll see anybody in there.
It's Rupp Arena, Lexington,
Big
Kentucky.
Ben, everybody.
We gotta get in there one of these days.
I know. We gotta get in there.
Yeah.
Put us on there. Now, we really appreciate everybody watching. Again, please like and subscribe. Please follow and see us for the next episode. We are very excited, and we really appreciate everybody watching.
You want some? Oh, actually.
Did you drink it all?
Yeah, I was.
You drink it all?
Did you want some? I was gonna pour it in.
No, not from you. I got like a little bit left.
Okay.
I know.
I ain't missing out.
No, I ain't. If you're drinking, I ain't missing out, man. I hate to say that.